Hi, I'm Tim Blakely, the aromatherapy expert for Oricacia. In order to guarantee the best quality oils possible, Oricacia travels around the world sourcing oils direct. Here I am with the Ylang Ylang tree, as we're going to go on an adventure sourcing sustainable and organic Ylang Ylang directly in Madagascar. Madagascar is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. It's a large island located off the eastern coast of Africa. Madagascar is also one of the most biodiverse countries. It has many rare, threatened, and endangered species of both plants and animals. Madagascar is a very poor country. The average wage here is less than $2 per day, and the majority of people make their living by farming. The people, though, were incredibly gracious and hospitable to us. And of course, the children followed us everywhere and were always eager to find out what we were doing. The Ylang Ylang fields are located in northern Madagascar near the village of Ambanja. The growing conditions here are absolutely ideal for Ylang Ylang. Deep, rich, silty soil located next to a river with ideal moisture conditions. The flowers of the Ylang Ylang tree are very delicate, and they're picked daily, by hand, flower by flower. Here we are in a field of Ylang Ylang in northern Madagascar with one of the local harvesters here. So you have to pick Ylang Ylang early in the morning between 5:30 and 8:30, so we're just about finishing time. And in one day she'll pick basically this whole basket here. And this is now ready to take to the distillery to be distilled into Ylang Ylang oil. And the trees, these trees here are all about 40 years old, and they're all pruned down to a certain size so that the harvesters can easily pick the Ylang Ylang. Otherwise the trees would be up to, say, 70, 80, 100 feet in height. And the Ylang Ylang's harvested all year long, but right now we're at the peak harvest time, October, November here. So this has been a good picking day. The aroma of the Ylang Ylang is absolutely intoxicating. It fills the entire farm with the scent, and that soothing, calming, relaxing action would make it extremely difficult for me to harvest the Ylang Ylang flowers. I would be way too relaxed in the field. Working on a Ylang Ylang farm is considered a very desirable job in Madagascar. Most of the harvesting is done by women, and many of these women have worked here their entire adult lives. And it was also interesting to discover in our journeys that many of the farm operations were also managed by women. This is the end of the harvest day, which is about 8:30 in the morning here in northern Madagascar for Ylang Ylang. So all the workers are bringing their bags of harvest to the scale to be weighed, and they're paid, of course, by weight here. So they already know the weight of the bag since they're picking every day, so they eliminate that tear weight, and so it's easy for them to do this very quickly, one worker after another. And the reason is, this stuff has to get to the still right away before it gets too hot. So this is going to be at the still within minutes. Ooh, look at that. The smell of this is, oh, très bon, très bon. The distillation facility is located on the farm, as it's critical for the flowers to go immediately from the harvest to the still in order to guarantee the highest quality oil. The flowers are taken directly from the harvesting area to the still, where they're loaded, compressed, and the still is sealed. At this point, it's ready for the steam to be injected in order to start the process of separating out the essential oil. The primary source of fuel here in Madagascar is wood. Unfortunately, this has contributed to the problem of deforestation here in this country. We came here to find an operation that was using a long-term sustainable supply of wood to power their distillation facility. So here we are back at the Ylang Ylang processing facility. The still is right behind me. And one of the issues with Ylang Ylang over the years has been the sustainability of the fuel supply to run the still. Until now they've been using oil or they've been using wild harvested wood. And of course Madagascar is famous for its deforestation problems.
So at this facility here, where Acacia is, we're working with this group here and obviously buying our oil from here. We're happy to see a change here. So what they've done behind me, this big massive pile of wood, is from trees that were blown over during the cyclone back in 2000 and 2002. They have an agreement with a local cacao farm which lost all of these trees during the cyclones. So the agreement is that they get to use the trees. And this wood supply here, along with other areas where they have the wood stored, will need about 5 years worth of meat for them in order to run their stills. So this is a very nice use of a wood product that otherwise had no value at all. So very sustainable in and of itself. When this supply runs out in 5 years though, this operation, this facility, will be using eucalyptus trees that they've been planting. So the eucalyptus they've been planting will reach maturity in 5 years, and from then on they'll have eucalyptus non-stop to run their stills, which is even more sustainable. So this is really the first sustainable Ylang Ylang supply we've ever seen. So we're very happy to be working with this group. It was one of the main reasons we came on this sourcing trip, was to deal with this whole issue of deforestation and alternatives. And sometimes you have to go on site to really know for sure what's going on, because paperwork is one thing, telephone calls is one thing, but when you see it on site what's exactly happening, it's very encouraging. So from here on, from this particular operation that we're working with, we're totally confident that we have a very sustainable supply of fuel to run it. And I believe right now this is probably the only sustainable source, fuel-wise, that's being used in the Ylang Ylang industry. So it may look like wood to you, but to us, this is great.
Essential oil distillation has little changed over the past 1,000 years. It's a relatively simple process whereby you inject steam into a container filled with herbs, or in this case, Ylang Ylang flowers. As the steam goes through the flowers, it turns the essential oil into a gas. This gas then flows into the condenser, and as it flows through the coils, it cools from the gas back down into a liquid. We then capture this liquid in the separator, and the separator will clearly separate the essential oil from the water-soluble components called the hydrosol. And this separation makes it very easy for us to extract the essential oil.
So here we are, the magic moment when the Ylang Ylang is being taken out here. He's opening up the valve and we're getting Ylang Ylang oil. Ooh. And the smell is starting to come out, and unfortunately it's blowing the other direction. We all want to get closer. But the scent is definitely filling the air. Now he's closing it off. So this is just the first bit. There's actually more oil still, but this is the first batch that's come out. Now it's mixed right now. It's in suspension. It hasn't settled quite yet. It'll have a different color when it's all done.
Et là, c'est le mélange, comme vous le voyez. Comme je vous l'ai dit, le super extra est dedans, et l'extra est dedans, et la première est dedans. Comme c'est cumulé, ben, ça change au fur et à mesure. Au fur et à mesure. Après 1 heure de temps, au bout d'1 heure de temps, ben, ça va changer. Au lieu d'avoir du super extra tout court, je reçois le mélange. La VOP, c'est-à-dire la VOP, c'est le mélange de super extra, de l'extra, de la première. Tout est mélangé dedans.
Super. So what we were just being told was that the VOP that's coming out is a mixture of sucre, extra, and premier, number 1, Ylang Ylang. And that's what they're producing right now.
We've traveled halfway around the world in order to source sustainable and organic Ylang Ylang oil. And sourcing is about finding that quality oil, but there's more to sourcing than just the oil itself. It's also about the relationships that we develop between the farmers, the distillers, and the people that live in the villages. One of the most rewarding aspects of any sourcing trip is the time we spend with the local villagers, especially the children. We take soccer balls with us to donate to every village that we work with. And when we get to the village and we take the balls out and start kicking them around, a few kids show up. Within a few minutes, every kid's playing with us, and then the adults come out and start playing too. But there's nothing like the joy you feel when you see those smiles on the kids' faces.